Now, millions of pounds worth of copper cables are stolen every year. The cost to the economy of delayed trains, severed power lines and power cuts runs into hundreds of millions more.
Stopping the thieves is not proving easy, though, so the scrap industry is now being asked to make it harder for the gangs to cash in on their crime. Our reporter John Maguire can tell us how. Morning, John.
Morning to you, Bill. They're working away already here, so I've got my protective kit on. I thought I'd show you exactly what happens to cable when it comes into a scrap merchant, into a dealer such as this. So there's your cable there, armoured cable, comes in on the huge drums. The next stage is to chop it up into smaller bits so it's easier to handle. They strip off the armour, and at that point the smart water goes as well. So companies like BT use that to identify their cable. You can see we're getting down to the bare bones of it. It's shredded into this sort of state here. That's what some of my DIY projects look like, I must say. Into the machine. It's switched off at the moment. Don't worry about this wall here. It's just here for a bit of soundproofing. And this is the machine that separates then the plastics from the copper. So that's what the cables are covered in to insulate them from each other, as you can see. And this is the valuable material, the absolute gold dust. And the trick for the industry is to ensure that this comes from a legitimate source. From the brazen to the dramatic, metal thefts and their consequences are being caught on camera, but the crime is continuing at a huge rate. And the victims? Well, anyone who uses a phone, electricity, or catches a train.
We have 6 to 8 incidences of theft a day. Generally that means that when metal cable or copper cable is stolen, it causes all of our signals to sort of go to red, bring trains to a stand, which causes a huge amount of disruption for our customers.
The same goes for BT.
We have to physically repair them by hand, so rejoint these cables individually.
Repairs can be expensive and time-consuming.
It's costing us millions of pounds, but more importantly, it's affecting our customers and vulnerable members of society who are impacted by this.
So, there's a concerted campaign calling for the law to be toughened.
Jim Caudle, I've arranged to come and bring some scrap motors in.
And at this scrap merchants in Stevenage, they've taken matters into their own hands. Drivers are checked every visit. They're photographed along with their scrap.
And a picture of the van.
All information kept on computer. And this place has Fort Knox-like security. Active cameras, lasers, electric fences, even fingerprint scanners to keep the valuable metals in and the stolen scrap out.
It does act as a deterrent. The guys turning up as a legitimate trader have no problem providing that documentation. We therefore know that the material we're getting is straight, it is legitimate.
And if thieves know they can't sell it, then they won't bother to steal it. Well, we're surrounded by precious metals here. That copper is part of a radiator installation. As you can see a whole pile here, you'll recognise central heating pipes just down there. Let's talk to Nikki Guest from Alchemy Metals to find out more. Nikki, you're doing your bit here, but I know everybody right across the sector wants the government to do more. What exactly?
Well, basically, we need to have effective and equal legislation across the board. At the moment, it's just a registration system, and we would ask for a complete and equal licensing system in line with something along the lines of what we're doing to basically stop the stolen metal coming through our doors. If you get full information, the thieves don't come here.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it in as much to protect yourselves as anything else, aren't you?
Absolutely. The security in place here, as you've seen today, is extreme to a certain degree. But if we don't do that, then the metal thieves will come here.
And can we expect even a small local scrapyard to take things to the level you've gone to, though? Surely it's unrealistic economically.
No, I don't believe so. It's a cost-effective system. It looks sophisticated on the surface of it, but it's just a computer, a printer and a camera. Most companies already have those on site.
We'll have a look at smart water a little bit later on. I talked about that as we were looking at the process a little bit earlier. I mean, how easy or difficult is it for you to find out where metal comes from to make sure it's legit?
Well, we always make sure that we get full information from our door trade, and we always make sure that we ask where materials have come from. It is absolutely essential that all materials are checked for smart water as they come through the door, and that is yet another area that we really do excel in.
And you're getting quite a lot of support, aren't you, from the industry? We're also getting MPs on board. You
Very much
expect
so.
some government action?
Very much so. They've gone to their early day motion already, which means that they are discussing whether changes to the Act need to happen, and we're very confident that there will be some robust changes.
All right, Nikki, thank you very much indeed for talking to us this morning. So, if you've been stuck on a train, if you've had your electricity supply cut off, if you've had your phone line cut off, well, maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Back to
All right,
you.
John, thanks very much. John Maguire reporting there.